Hello once again everyone, and welcome to a fresh edition of Gloves Off. This is the show that divides opinion. Let me introduce our fighters today. To my left, Shaun Tait, all the way from Australia. I could call you Thunder from Down Under again.
Nah,
you
we'll
give
leave
us
that
the flex. We'll leave that one. And then to my right, he may be smiling, but he's known to get feisty, Mr. Deep Dasgupta.
Beast from the East.
Beast from the East is what we're calling him. All right, guys, let's get into our topic. Now, we're talking about the World Cup because it's approaching very soon, especially India's selection. Who should be the backup keeper? Should it be Rishabh Pant or Dinesh Karthik? So, let's get into the first round where you guys make your opening statements. And this is First Blood. All right, well, let's start with the local boy, Deep Dasgupta, on this one. So is it out with the old and in with the new for you? What do you think?
That's a tough one, Alexis. I think Dinesh Karthik should go, and the reason being there's not much to kind of differentiate between them. But Dinesh Karthik with his experience, and I think it's multi-dimensional to a great extent. Now, Rishabh Pant, how I see him is he's brilliant in test matches. He's proved that. He plays the way he plays in T20 cricket as well. There is only one way that he plays, and he's again proved himself there. But in 50 overs cricket, you've got to be a little multi-dimensional. You need to know how to bat in the middle orders, like rotating strike and everything else, and also, if required, play in the last 10 overs. I'm not too sure whether Rishabh has that game as of now to play that multi-dimensional role, but Dinesh Karthik is tried and tested.
All right, so Deep's going for Dinesh Karthik. Tait, it's time for you to make your opening statements. What's your position?
Yeah, look, I think Rishabh Pant should go to the World Cup. Obviously, there's the game he's got as well, which is similar to Dhoni in a lot of ways. I think he's still, okay, he's not quite there, but I think he's got the game to accumulate enough to set himself up for an onslaught in the last sort of 3-4 overs and clear the ropes as good, probably if not better right now than MS does anyway. He takes the game on, which is what you want in a World Cup on the big stage. But I think he's actually a backup keeper, so he's going to learn so much on that team bus going around the UK for a World Cup. So I think he's going to be good for the squad off the field, learning off MS, all this stuff for the future as well.
All right, well, it's time for round number 2. Thank you, gentlemen, for your opening remarks. But now it's time to get a little feisty. We're going to have these boys go at each other. We're taking the gloves off now because this is trading blows. All right, who wants to get after it first?
I'll
Deep,
start.
of course.
Yeah. And I agree with Shaun when he says that he's the future. He is the future after World Cup or whenever MS Dhoni plans to retire. I mean, he's the future. There's no two ways about it. But it's not about the future. It's about now and here, because in 50 overs cricket or white ball cricket, you have something to prepare for. So after World Cup, we'll look at Champions Trophy and next World Cup. But as of now, it's this World Cup. And
but as a backup, you think experience now is just more valuable than that?
No, I mean, I believe he'll get enough experience going into the next World Cup. I think he's the future.
But you talk about experience. I mean, 114 off 154 balls in a test match.
No, he has it. I'm not denying that. Okay, now you're talking about experience. Let's talk about experience then of someone like Dinesh Karthik.
What, 20s and 30s?
He's played in the Champions Trophy. I mean, he's been part of the Indian team for a while now, 2004, 2009, 2013, World Cup as well. Batting-wise, position-wise, he's flexible. He's from number 1 to number 7.
It's because they haven't quite found a spot for him, so they're like, well, let's just throw him anyway.
Yeah, fair enough. No, I completely agree. It's not that every time he's got an opportunity, I mean, after 15 years, he still hasn't cemented his place, and I agree to that. But we're talking about this World Cup, which is a month and a half from now. So I'm not talking about future. Future is Rishabh Pant. But as of now, I think him, because he gives you a lot of flexibility. As I mentioned, you can only take 15 players, out of which, you know, you've sealed for 12, 13 already. So you need somebody. The other than number 14 and 15 would be someone who can be a little more flexible.
Pant adds a great dynamic to the team. It's almost like Prithvi, you know, that carefree attitude. And Pant's got as carefree attitude as anyone, and I think in a big stage, you know, he likes the lights. He seems to like the fame a little bit. Yeah. He's so I think this suits him. You know, getting in there in a World Cup against England at home and smacking a half century to win the game. I just can't see Dinesh Karthik doing that. I feel like he takes too long to get going. Okay, if he's batting with Kohli, Karthik's probably perfect. I mean, you know, that sort of guy. But I think Pant, no matter who he's batting with, he's going to play his own game no matter what, and they can, I'm not saying rely on him, but they can tend to rely on him to play his own game no matter who he's playing with, whereas Dinesh Karthik, I mean, if you're looking for that 320, 330 score, which you're going to need in England, I'm not sure DK's the man to get you to that total.
When he comes off, when he comes good, he's brilliant. but his consistency is still questionable at this point in time. There is a tendency to overhit at times, to go harder than he needs to, because batting at the last 10 or in the middle overs in 50 overs cricket, you need a very, very matured head. You need to do a lot of calculation. You need that. I'm not too sure whether he has that experience as of now to kind of do that job.
To me, Rishabh Pant got a century last year in the IPL. I don't remember DK's last century. I know he hasn't got a 50 for 2 years in ODI cricket.
Yeah. He hasn't. I agree. Like I said, I agree. But whoever goes in, there's a good chance, because in 9 league games, there's a good chance that the guy will play. And when you're thinking about those, and you're really tight here in terms of only 15 guys, and you look at Dinesh Karthik and say, listen, I can fit him wherever I want to. I mean, I'm not saying, again, I completely agree that he hasn't been able to cement his place in one position, but at least he gives you that flexibility to put him wherever you require. Suddenly somebody goes ill or something morning of the game, he can bat wherever.
All right, phew, goodness me. I know I need a little bit of a break after that one. Thank you so much, guys. Well, you can bet that, of course, any conversation that has to do with out with the old and in with the new will get generations talking. And of course, you fans definitely have been talking. And this is where we get to take your opinion in timeout. And joining us right now is Anil. Let's hear what he has to say on this one.
I completely agree with Dasgupta that Dinesh Karthik should be sent for the World Cup. He has been playing for India for about 15 years. Although he has been in and out of the team, he still has the experience of all those years under his belt. He has been part of the 2007 World Cup squad. He has also played a lot of cricket in England, and he has also proved himself to be a finisher as he won us the Nidhas Trophy final against Bangladesh.
All right, so someone's agreeing with Deep. What he's not telling you is how much Deep offered him for that one. But anyways, Tait, what do you have to say?
Oh, look. Yeah, it's a good argument for both at the end of the day, and I agree. Anil, was it Anil? I agree. Dinesh Karthik has played a lot of cricket in England, but he averages 27, so it's not
cutting it for you. Not cutting it for you. All right, well, it's almost time to wrap things up, but there's still one more round where the guys get to finally make their closing statements, and this one is the knockout take. All right, guys, I'm giving you one sentence. Deep, we'll start with you.
I believe he's more flexible, he brings more to the table as of now, and even though, yes, you want to look at the future and all the potential that Rishabh has, but now and for this World Cup, I think Dinesh Karthik would be my choice.
Teddy?
Yeah, the two upsides with Pant for me is if he's not going to play, he's going to get better, he's going to get more experience off the field, especially in a place like the UK when you travel by bus, you're with Dhoni, you're with all these guys. It's only going to be better for Indian cricket in the future, and if he does play, he's a match winner.
All right, thank you so much, gentlemen. You can hug it out after we close the show, because we're all still, believe in love here. Anyways, but the World Cup is coming up, and I'm pretty sure that the opinions will continue coming. If you guys have any comments or questions, make sure to leave them right under this post, and who knows, maybe one day you'll be a part of Gloves Off. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave your comments in the comment section below. Click on the bell icon for notifications.